All right, people, it is another Wednesday. Welcome back to another Most Influential Women. It is me, it is I am back, and hopefully all of you are as well. I am going to go ahead and introduce you guys to a really cool person, a really awesome woman, a British scientist best known for her contributions to the discovery of the molecular structure of DNA. So, now that I've caught your attention, let's see what we got. All right, so thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of Most Influential Women. I am going to introduce you to Dr. Rosalind Elsie Franklin, who was born July 25th, 1920 in London. She also passed April 16th, 1958 in London. She was a British scientist best known for her contributions to the molecular structure of DNA, like I mentioned, and a constituent of chromosomes that serves to encode genetic information. Franklin also contributed to new insight on the structure of viruses, helping to lay the foundation for the field of structural virology. Now, all of that is some nice, really big words to say. She was very dedicated to being the best scientist that she could. So Franklin attended St. Paul's Girls' School before studying physical chemistry at Newnham College, University of Cambridge. After graduating in 1941, she received a fellowship to conduct research in physical chemistry at Cambridge. But the advance of World War II changed her course of action. Not only did she serve as a London air raid warden, but in 1942, she gave up her fellowship in order to work for the British Coal Utilization Research Association, where she investigated the physical chemistry of carbon and coal for the war effort. Now, nevertheless, she was able to use this research for her doctoral thesis, and in 1945, she received a doctorate from Cambridge. From 1947 to 1950, she worked with a French engineer at the State Chemical Laboratory in Paris, studying X-ray diffraction technology. That work led to her research on the structural changes caused by the formation of graphite and heated carbons, work that proved valuable for the coking industry. Now, in 1951, Franklin joined the Biophysical Laboratory at King's College in London as a research fellow. There, she applied X-ray diffraction methods to the study of DNA. Now, when she began her research at King's College, very little was known about the chemical makeup or structure of DNA. However, she soon discovered the density of DNA and, more importantly, established that the molecule existed in a helicular conformation. Her work to make clear X-ray patterns of DNA molecules laid the foundation for James Watson and Francis Crick to suggest in 1953 that the structure of DNA is a double helix polymer, a spiral consisting of two DNA strands wound around each other. Now, from 1953 to 1958, Franklin worked in the Crystallography laboratory at Birkbeck College in London. While there, she completed her work on coals and on DNA and began a project on the molecular structure of the tobacco mosaic virus. She collaborated on studies showing that the RNA, ribonucleic acid, in that virus was embedded in its protein rather than in its central cavity, and that this RNA was a single-strand helix rather than the double helix found in the DNA of bacterial viruses and higher organisms. Now, Franklin's involvement in cutting-edge DNA research was halted by her untimely death from cancer in 1958. Just from her short time, she surpassed more than most people are able to even fathom that they can do in their lifetime. I hope that she inspires you to finish out this week, try a little bit harder, push yourselves a little bit more, and let's see what we can go ahead and do for ourselves. What dreams do you have? What do you want to be when you grow up? All right, guys, I will see you guys next week. Hope everybody has a great and safe weekend and a great Wednesday. All right, see you later.